ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו. On several occasions, the Torah asks that a census be taken of the Jewish people. Let's see how many we are. When we left Egypt, there was a census because we were going into the desert to see how many we were that came out of Egypt. According to our rabbis, by the way, only 20% of the Jews left Egypt. 80% remained. They were assimilated, and that's it. Only 20% really left. How many were there? There were, I think, according to the Bible, something like 600,000 males between the over 20 years of age that left Egypt. In the desert, they're also counted when the Mishkan is established. They're counted several times. You know, how do you count? It says in the Torah, Se'u et rosh b'nei, you have to count the heads of the Jewish people. But they didn't count the heads because according to our tradition, you know, it's bad luck when you count the heads of something. What they did is the following. They made each one give a contribution. Half a shekel, half of a certain coin. And by the way, shekel is the currency that we use in Israel today, based on that, of course, half a shekel. And then you counted the half shekels and you knew exactly how many Jews there were. So a census is important, you know. But you know something? It's good and bad. Why? Takes away your individual worth. You know, we're 600,000. Are we really 600,000? You walk into the waiting room of a dentist. I have 5.3 degrees of pain and the other one has 6.8. Can you add up the pain that we feel and say there's 100 points of pain in this waiting room? No, each one has his own. Maybe, you know, the Torah really says you have to count the heads. You can't count the heads. Why not? Because every head is different. Because according to our rabbis, just like our faces are different, so are our ideas different. You can't say 100 million people. That's not so. Each one is an individual. On the other hand, we have the concept of minyan. We have the concept of 10 people, of congregation, and so on. There are two faces, two facets to it. On the one hand, the individual worth. On the other hand, the power of the group is something altogether different. So the Torah says, you know what? Count the coins. Then you will know how many people there are. But never make the mistake of putting everybody in the same basket. We are all the same. There are 10 of us. We all have the same opinion. No uniformity. Maybe we have to have unity, but we don't want uniformity. How many Jews are there in the world? I don't know. Maybe between 14, 16 million Jews in the world, something like that. You know, if it wouldn't have been for the destruction of Jewish lives, of the wholesale killing of Jews, who knows how many Jews we would be today. Do you know what percentage of Nobel Prize winners are Jews? We're only 14, 16. I think I mentioned this to you already before, but I'll repeat it again. You know what the number of Jews in the world equals? The statistical error in making a census in China. If you want to count how many Chinese there are in China, you allow for a certain statistical error. 10, 15 million is the statistical error. That's the number of Jews in the world. We are a statistical error. Yet, when you think about the contribution of Jews to civilization, to medicine, to physics, to mathematics, it's not a question of how many we are. It's a question of individuals. It's a question of what each one really contributed to the world. You know, there were great painters in this world, great artists. Michelangelo was an individual. Beethoven was an individual. On the other hand, you can only grow in a certain atmosphere. You need a collective. You need a society in order to flourish. So what I say is, maybe this is this world, you know, a dichotomy. On the one hand, we need a census to know how many soldiers we're going to have. But on the other hand, you have to remember that each and every one of us is different. Each and every one of us conceives God from his own point of view. Each and every one of us is a father. Not all fathers are the same. Each and every one of us may be a husband, may be a son. Not all sons are the same. On the one hand, we are part of a conglomerate, of a group. Today we speak about herd. We need herd immunity for this virus that is attacking humanity. But on the other hand, you have to remember that the individual, after all, is the one that really contributes tremendously to the development of society.